Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a great start to your day. New location, who dis? So we're in my dining room. We're in here because the tree is still up in the formal living room, and I just honestly got kind of tired of looking really jaundiced in my candle related content. So until Craig helps me take the tree down, I think I'm just gonna film candle content in here for the time being. So anyway, you guys, it's time to continue on with the best of 2023. And today we are tackling my top 5 favorite candles that I burned in 2023 from Bath & Body Works. When I uploaded my top 5 picks from Homeworks the other day, I explained in that video that the way that I'm choosing to share what I enjoyed the most is not necessarily based on what was new or like newly released in 2023. It's the candles that I just found like the greatest amount of joy in. So that's not necessarily fragrances from 2023. Sometimes that is, that might mean a candle from like 2019 or 2014. I do still have a, I would say fairly manageable Bath & Body Works candle collection. I did not go ham there last year the way that I have in years past. And actually it's been a few years for me since I have really purchased in bulk from Bath & Body Works. So it was definitely a hard habit for me to break. I think when you have a company like Bath & Body Works that tends to have quite frequent sales, they have physical store locations, so you can very easily pop into your local store and smell the candles that you might be interested in. You know, the coupons. The coupons are what get a lot of us coming back. And when you combine those coupons with one of their better sale prices, which the sale prices are all over the place. I mean, sometimes they're $16.95, sometimes they're $19.95, sometimes they're $12.95. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, unless the candle sale is $12.95 and I have a 20% off, I choose not to purchase from Bath & Body Works. I think that that particular price point, when I pay $12.95 minus 20%, that price point right there for me is kind of the sweet spot still with Bath & Body Works, because I do find that I'm still struggling with the performance of a lot of these candles. Now, I think they're still worth it for that particular price point, because I know that if they get sooty or messy, or maybe they develop puny wick syndrome or whatever, it's very easy for me to pop those particular candles into a candle crock because they fit very nicely in there and I can still extract the fragrance. But I do wish that across the board, Bath & Body Works would kind of figure out the overall burn quality of their candles. They have a lot of great scents, and I still am a sucker for so many of the releases from them. One of the things that I actually enjoy most about Bath & Body Works, I think, is that they tend to bring back a lot of the same scents like each season. So during the fall, there's usually like, you know, a couple handful of candles that we all know are gonna come back. And so you can really kind of rely on the staples to come back every single season. And then, you know, periodically they will shove in some new scents here and there. But a number of repackages, which I've mentioned in the past, I don't really mind. But I do still think that overall the burn quality is still a little hit and miss for me personally. Now, I didn't purchase a ton from Bath & Body Works last year. A couple years ago, I really dedicated myself to whittling that particular part of my collection down, and I didn't want to purchase in bulk the way that I used to. I'm sure most of you guys remember back in the day when the bounce back coupons were printed out on the receipts, and I know so many of us just went ham at Bath & Body Works, because every time you made a purchase, at the bottom of your coupon there was this little survey that you would, you know, go online and take, or I think you could also actually like call them and take the survey. And then you would have a little code that you would enter on your receipt, and then you could go back in store and you could then use that for, I think it was like a 10 off of 30 or something like that. I don't even remember, but that for me was a huge motivator to keep going back. And also it caused me to make multiple purchases, because then I always knew that I had these bounce back coupons that I could use whenever there was a sale and I could get an additional discount. And let me tell you, it actually got kind of dangerous, because I got to the point where my Bath & Body Works candle collection was freaking massive. I sold a lot of that stuff on Mercari, and then I also gave a bunch away to friends, and then I started just burning and melting Bath & Body Works candles like it was going out of style. And that was how I got my now collection to a place where I feel much more comfortable with it for that particular brand. I'm actually in the process of still trying to do that with my Homeworks candles. I certainly bought those in bulk, especially in the beginning days of the brand when they were exclusively available on QVC, and you pretty much had to buy a set of 2. Like, single candles were not an option at Q. And if I found something that I loved, I would just be like, great, I need 8 sets. I would just order them. That's wild. I can't shop that way anymore, you know, for a few reasons, budgetary reasons, and then also just space. Space is the biggest thing for me. Like, I can afford the frivolous candle hobby. Like, this is not a necessity in my life. This is definitely something that I do because I enjoy it, but it definitely got to a point where I was overwhelmed. I'm still overwhelmed in a lot of ways when it comes to the amount of candles that I have, but I'm actively working on not purchasing the way that I used to. So it feels good, I can tell you that. So anyway, in terms of Bath & Body Works and my purchasing last year, I very much limited that, and that was great. I still picked up candles here and there, and I have 5 to share with you today. And like I mentioned, these were not necessarily released last year, but they were the 5 fragrances that when I lit them, I just got I guess you could say the most enjoyment out of them. And I'm definitely still going to be popping into Bath & Body Works periodically this year. I do still have a number of summer, fall, and holiday candles in my backup stash, so I'm not going to go crazy. And really, I want to kind of focus on picking up scents that are new to me, things that I haven't reviewed in the past, just to kind of, you know, change it up a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I would love to know kind of your philosophy on Bath & Body Works, like if you have changed your shopping habits with them at all, what your thoughts are on the overall burn quality of the candles, especially if you're a Bath & Body Works fanatic and you do shop quite frequently. I would love to know if you noticed any significant changes or if things are just kind of status quo. For me, it's still a little hit and miss. I think I struggle the most with their, a lot of the gourmand candles, which is of course what I tend to gravitate towards. They tend to have those thick rope-like wicks on them, and those either dud out on me and give me that puny wick syndrome, which I absolutely hate, or they make the candles really, really sooty and dirty, and I don't like that at all. We had to repaint our last house before we moved out. There was so much soot on the walls and in the ceiling of that house, and what I was burning back then when we were living there was mostly Bath & Body Works, and back then I just really didn't think about it. I didn't care. I mean, I aired the house out quite frequently, so it never felt stuffy or, you know, anything like that, but when we got ready to move and I looked at everything, I was like, we can't sell this house like this. So I cleaned all the walls, I repainted everything myself. I don't want to do that in this house. The ceilings here are much higher, and I have to hire professional painters in this house. I cannot, especially in our entryway, it's like a 2-story entryway. There's no way for me to be able to reach that myself unless I bring in a lift or something into the house. And I don't know, I'm not into it. So I'm very, very mindful now about candles, and if they burn at a subpar quality, I just automatically pop those into my candle crocks. By the way, my 2 favorite candle crocks that do fit Bath & Body Works candles are back in stock, so I will link those in the description box down below. Highly recommend picking those up. They're not the Amazon ones. They are the ones that, I think they're from Candle Warmers, but they're usually on a pretty good deal. So I will link those down below. Absolutely a must for me with Bath & Body Works candles, and a number of other candles, like if you have candles that are like the Yankee size, those fit in there. So that means that most candles that are roughly this diameter here, which is, I think these are like 5 inches. Yeah, like 5 to 5.5 inches should fit easily into the crocks. So, all right, you guys, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm literally just gonna grab, this is not in order of any type of preference. And again, these probably weren't released last year, but they just were the fragrances that I enjoyed the most. So let's start with the one that I just grabbed. This is Vanilla and Musk, and this is actually a repackage of, I believe it was called Toasted Marshmallow. And oh man, did I love that one. It came out with like the really pretty like marble lid. I wish I could, I can't find that lid. I wanted to like keep it. I cannot find it anywhere in this house. It's driving me nuts. But it was such a beautiful scent, and I really savored it because I only picked up one at the time that I purchased it. But it was just so lovely. And this is definitely a repackage of that. It's no longer called Toasted Marshmallow, but it's Vanilla and Musk. This one I did pick up in 2023. The notes on this are whipped vanilla, soft cedarwood, suede musk. You know what I like about this one is it's just really soft and pretty. It's sophisticated. It smells warm, cozy. It's just a really beautiful scent. Now this has those, and you can see them, this has those massive thick wicks, and you can see the mushroom tops that form. I definitely trim these, and another thing that I do is I take a paper towel, and after I, you know, flick off the mushroom tops here, or those little carbon balls, I also take a little piece of paper towel and I wipe the wicks just to get some of that excess carbon off of there. That I find gives me a better burn, but usually by the halfway point, like the wax is gray, it's discolored, it is starting to affect the way that the candle smells. So what I do at that point is I just pop it into a candle crock. I get the exact same fragrance as when I'm burning it. And actually the strength and throw is quite good in the candle crocks, but it doesn't give me that like slightly burnt or like almost smoky kind of smell. But this scent here, like if they continue to put this one out, I will totally repurchase it. I think I still have a couple of these, so I don't need any like right now, but it is a scent that I just thought was so beautiful. It's great in any area of the house. This could be a great bedroom scent. This is a great scent in the living room. For me, maybe this one isn't so much like a kitchen scent, but it's great in the bathroom. It's great in a dining room. Like you could totally put this anywhere and it would just be a beautiful, soft, cozy type of fragrance. This is one that is a really great one for me in the month of January because I'm a little bit perplexed about what to burn in January. I'm one of those very seasonal burners, and as soon as the holidays are done, I have to put holiday fragrances away just because I just get sad. I am one of those like Christmas nuts that like after the holidays, I deal with some major seasonal depression. So that's a bummer, but I'll get over it. I get over it every year. All right, you guys, next is this bad boy here. Oh, I love Cocoa Paradise. I also have the body care products, specifically the body spray in this. This is such a delicious summertime, like coconut extravaganza. I fell in love with this, and if this is not around this summer, I think it's really gonna bum me out. Salted coconut manoi, sugared neroli, and bronze sandalwood. Oh, she's a beauty. It just smells like summertime. Listen, I'm not a summertime person, but if my summer smells like this, I'm okay with that. It's almost like suntan lotion with a little bit of like a beachy, salty, warm ocean air type vibe. You've got that beautiful neroli in here. You've got that touch of sandalwood. It's gorgeous. I mean, this to me smells like a sophisticated vacation home, like in a tropical place. Hawaii. It smells like a tropical vacation home in Hawaii. It's so good. And I love the body spray. In fact, I also managed to find the travel sizes of the perfumes, and I was livid that I couldn't find the perfume because it had already sold out. So if this perfume ever comes back in stock, I would pick up like 3 just so that I could have it for every single summer. I love this in the home fragrance, and I love this in the personal fragrance. So if you happen to know any insider information about like if this is coming back, let me know because I love it. It's so good, you guys. Absolutely fantastic. All right. We're taking it back to the old school here. Now this is a scent that has been re-released multiple times since its initial release in this format. So this is, it has a fall lid on it, but these didn't come with lids. They just came with dust covers. Do you remember this one? Do you remember it? Berry Waffle Cone. Listen, this very first iteration of it was the best. I have purchased multiples of like the repackages subsequent years after this release. I don't think it's as good. It's the same scent, but this is so concentrated, so strong, and it burns so well. This ribbed glass that they came out with was fantastic. Like everything about the wicks, the formula, the glass, like it got really nice and hot because of this like nice thicker glass. So it just pumped out fragrance like it was going out of style. This one is so strong. This particular one from, what was it? 2017. I think I bought 30. That's insane. It might have even been more. I had coupons, trust me, and I made multiple purchases to like make sure that I got the very best price on these, but I had a ton. I think I still have maybe like 4 left, and I'm dreading these going away because like I said, I have purchased the repackages of this one and I don't think that they're as good. This is so rich, delicious. It's just summery and beautiful. Again, I'm not a summer person and I don't necessarily always gravitate towards summer scents, but this is so fruity and gourmand and delicious. So sweet summer berries, golden waffle cone, and creamy vanilla. You smell the waffle cone, you smell that beautiful like vanilla bean running throughout this, and then the berries. It's just a melange of like strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, blueberry. Like it's a berry explosion, and I love it so much. This one just makes me happy. Like during the summer when I light this and I'm a total grump because it's 90 degrees out and I feel like I have to just stay inside and just, this brings me some joy during this month. I know it's insane that I don't like warm weather, but I'm telling you, ever since I was a child, I have hated the summer months. I don't like sweating. I don't like being uncomfortable. I would rather it be January and cold and rainy. That to me, that's my happy time. So, and thankfully I live in Oregon, so I get a good amount of bad weather. So it works out for me. But anyway, guys, let's move on. This one here, Radiant Sky. Fell in love with this because of the lychee or lychee, however you say it. When was this one? This was 2022. Rays of Sunshine, which is kind of funny. Golden mango and juicy lychee. Ooh, it's mostly lychee, but there is definitely some really sweet, super ripe mango in here. This smells like a fruity, tropical explosion. It's fabulous. And again, if this one doesn't come back this year, I'm gonna be so sad. I would be not devastated. I'm sure I can probably find something else to put in its place, but oh man, there are not enough lychee scents out there. I have always loved lychee. Sometimes they're available at Costco And I will buy like several packs, and then I just, for days, like I'm eating lychees, like constantly. I love that intense, it's like a very intensely sweet, tropical flavor that I cannot compare to any other fruit. I can compare it to rambutans, but that's also one of those exotic fruits that most people haven't really like consumed a lot of. And so people are gonna be, I don't know what that smells like either. You have to smell it. Anytime that you see like a bubble tea place, usually they will have like a lychee flavor for their bubble tea. Try it. It's so funny because it tastes exactly like it smells. Like, it's so interesting. That's the only bubble tea flavor that I ever get. It's so good. And this one here it just made me so happy last year when I was burning it throughout like the summer. And again, this is one of those like scents that I'm desperate for the repackage. So if you have any news for me, let me know. And then the last one is, oh, you guys, Into the Night. So I fell in love with this because it actually reminds me of the Bath & Body Works Dark Kiss. I don't think I'm alone in that. This smells like a more sophisticated, slightly maybe more intense version of Dark Kiss. I loved the Dark Kiss body care back in the day. And I actually had a Dark Kiss candle, one of these 3-wick candles as well. And I remember nursing it along for the longest time. I think I picked that up. Must have been, gosh, it could have probably been before I was even pregnant with Stella. So like 2010 or 11, maybe it was 2012, I don't know. Like, my life is a little bit of a blur ever since my kid came into existence, but I loved Dark Kiss. Like, so perfumey, but also fruity and yummy at the same time. Such an interesting concoction. But this Into the Night it's like the more sophisticated, like, older sister of Dark Kiss. And oh, stop it, it's so good. This is a great Valentine's Day scent for me, and honestly, if I could get this in a perfume, I would wear it year round. The notes in here are sugared raspberry, velvet rose petals, shimmering amber, creamy musk. So the rose petals here are actually not the most noticeable. In a lot of fragrances, especially home fragrances, if you have rose included, the rose kind of tends to take over, but I don't think that's the case with this one. Honestly, there's much more of an emphasis on the raspberry and the amber and the musk in this one for me. It's just, oh, it's so pretty. You do get a touch of floral here for sure. I don't want to imply that there's no rose at all, but it's just a very sophisticated, like, perfumey rose that kind of is lingering in the background. And it plays so well with that amber, so well with that musk. And that, like, raspberry note is pure perfection. I just love this one. It makes me happy. I want it in some body care. I need more of this in my life. And you guys, those are the 5 that made me the most happy. Now, don't get me wrong, the fall staples, also loved many of those. Also the holiday candles. I had some backups of holiday candles. You know, like the vanilla balsam, still love it. Is it pumpkin apple, or I think it's apple pumpkin. I can never remember who has apple pumpkin or pumpkin apple. Like Yankee and Bath & Body Works both have very similar scents. But yeah, that one is fantastic. Marshmallow Fireside is always good. Like there's a ton, right? Like there's so much that I love from Bath & Body Works, but if I had to just pull out 5 that made me really, really happy last year when I was burning it, it would definitely be these guys right here. I want to know what your favorites were from last year, and don't necessarily just keep it to what was released. Let me know what you enjoyed burning the most. Also, let me know how you feel about your candle collection, and if you are kind of in a state of like trying to maybe whittle it down, or if you are still in the collecting mode. I would love to know that. I'm just always kind of curious about how other people handle their candle and wax collections, how people organize those. I will be sharing my organization. I need to reorganize everything. In fact, this weekend, I am going to take Saturday and Sunday to move things around, condense the collections, and really work on doing a little bit of an inventory so that I know what I have and what I have room for to bring in terms of newness. But I'm still continuing to like whittle down a lot of what I have. So you'll probably see me burning a lot of candles this year that are not necessarily new releases, but I don't know, I think that's okay. You're gonna have to burn all the candles you have anyway at some point, right? Like you can't take them with you when you cross over to the other side. So enjoy them while you're here. That's honestly my philosophy at this point. Like you literally could not put all of them in the casket with me. So I might as well get some use out of them while I'm here. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you tomorrow for the more like random companies. And then we also still have Kringle favorites as well. So, and Scentsy, geez, gosh, there's so many. Anyway, there's more to come. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.